Hey guys, Universe here, back for another video, and people kept asking me for a tier list video, so I'll go ahead and give y'all one. Obviously, I still haven't tested every single one of these fruits for the update. I've been playing with them all after their nerfs and buffs, so I'll give y'all about a good idea of where I rank every fruit in my own personal opinion. But some fruits are a little bit more OP than other fruits, and it is the way it is. Anyways, let's go and get into this ranking. First off, Gear 5, S plus tier. This thing is broken right now. Very broken right now. I'd say a fruit that I'd put in S tier is our old reliable Doe V1. Still a really great fruit. Still really strong. Definitely arguable to be put in S plus. I just think the nerfs have put it down a little bit, but I definitely think if you wanted to say it was S plus tier, it can definitely fight a lot of things in S plus tier. Next up for A tier, I'd say something like, where's Paw at? Paw. It's also a really great fruit. It has a semi-infinite combo, but against some fruits that literally doesn't work, so you can't really depend on that. Paw itself is pretty strong. The combo hits pretty hard, but it's just Paw can't take a stun trade to save its life, which is the real problem with the fruit. Next up, B tier, I'll put like Gas. Gas is pretty good because it has a great combo starter, but if you're fighting somebody who actually knows what they're doing and like actually knows how to like counter your relaxing Gas, it literally stops everything the Gas can do. If they know how to counter relaxing Gas, it literally stops everything that the Gas can do, and the Gas just becomes a free walking health pack. Anyways, C tier, I'd say probably honestly, I like C tier. I'd say not Falcon. Falcon's pretty good. I'd say maybe it's Ice V1 after the buffs. Maybe it's because Ice V1 still mid, but it's usable now. Which I'll put Smoke here. I'll put Ice V1 and the other stuff there later. But it's not that terrible. For D tier, where's Bomb at? Yeah, this fruit, it's like almost unusable. You get hit during Howitzer, you get permabugged. Don't use this fruit. It's pretty much just garbage. I'm not gonna lie. Don't touch that fruit. But yeah, and then we have Chop for Chop tier. But anyways, let's get into the rest of the rankings. All right, Flame V1. This is a solid, it's a solid B tier. Ooh, actually, it's a solid C tier. Yeah, it's a solid C tier above Smoke. I don't think it's as good as Gas, but it's not terrible. The combo it has hits pretty hard. It's just the problem with combo starting. It's way worse than it's like obviously V2 and other fruits above it. Next up, we got String. Really solid fruit. I think this is a low S tier fruit, low key. The clone is super annoying if you fought a good String. It's really oppressive. Obviously, I don't think it can beat a lot of things in S plus. I don't think String is like one of those fruits where it's like if your opponent has a lot of things that are single target and they don't do that much damage and they can't quickly get rid of the clone, or you don't have anything to just quickly get rid of the clone and keep them off of you, it can be really annoying. But if you're able to quickly get rid of the clone, it's really not that big of a deal. Next up, we got Base Rubber. I'll put that at about D-ish tier. D tier should hold that one down. Yeah. Okay, so Rubber it's not terrible in its own right, but actually Rubber got a little bit of a combo. I won't lie. Let me put it like top of C tier. It actually Loki might be B tier. Let me stop playing with Rubber like that. Take away that Rubber placement in your head. My fault. I like Loki zoned out because my mom called my name. But anyways, we got B tier for Rubber. It's not terrible. Has the ability to walk out of some moves currently because I don't think it's bug fixed yet. And the combo hits pretty hard if you do manage to catch somebody. And it has relatively extremely low cooldowns. So overall, Rubber's a pretty good fruit. Next up, we got Phoenix. It did just get kind of nerfed. Phoenix, I'd say it's like A tier. It might be bottom of S tier. Phoenix in itself isn't bad. It's just not that hard to counter. In stun trades, it does not win. Like stun trades, it does not win. It has some pretty good movement speed with some pretty good jump height, but stun trades, it does not win. And that is the thing that will always hold Phoenix back. And that's just something that will hold Phoenix back. It's still a great fruit, especially against certain matchups, like say it's fighting like Doe V1 or something, which has like the struggle of like trying to catch Phoenix while they're in the air or something like that. It's a pretty good fruit. but overall, you know, it just has its, you know, it's lacking some stuff. Anyways, next up we got Magnet. I'd argue that this is better than Dovey 1. Magnet has one of the best starters in the game. I guess it's technically what, worse grilled lance now, but I'd like, you know, it's just Magnet on Repel is one of the best starters. Grabs iframes, can trade certain stuff. Magnet also has a few bugs like cycloning a rising claw combo, allowing you to basically win the trade. You don't eat half the damage of it. It has a pretty good raw ultimate that you can throw out, and overall Magnet's pretty strong, especially since you can soul while setting up metal arms now, giving you pretty good movement while in bad spots. But anyways, I'd give that an S tier. You could put it above or below Doe if you want to. I don't really care. Next up we have Light V1. I'll put this like bottom of A tier, like top of B tier. The thing about Light V1 is it's super annoying. It's like a fly or like a wasp. It just keeps trying to sting at you. It's not really oppressive. You don't get put in one combo and be like, oh yeah, it's over, GG, that's all my health. They're just gonna keep being super annoying, having a lot of great mobility, and keep attacking you. And overall, Light V1 is a super annoying fruit to deal with, which makes it pretty good, but even still, its damage output isn't the best. So I'd say it's low-key better than Paw, but even still, like, they're like both A tier, because like the fruits in, like, I want y'all to think about this gap from A tier to S tier being relatively decent, and then the S plus is just, you know, better than these guys. Anyways, next up we got Flame V2. I'd say Flame V2 is better than Magnet, just because it has like a 1000 damage combo if you know how to slow down your M1s properly. Twist and Claw also just recently got that buff to help with the combo extension, making it really nice. Obviously there are a lot of fruits that can handle its trades very well and can stop it in its tracks, but overall Flame V2 is still a pretty strong fruit. The mode, you know, making your one skill guard break really does nothing for you. I'm gonna be honest, it literally does nothing for you. That guard break does not help you at all. But overall, you know, this stuff does help a decent tiny chunk. So, you know, overall pretty good fruit. I definitely think it's an S tier fruit, but it does, like, you know, struggle with a lot of these matchups. So I'd say anywhere in S tier you want, but not S plus. Let's see. Next up, we'll go Ice V2. That's probably gonna be like bottom S plus. If your opponent, actually, because Ice Skate isn't working, that is a huge hindrance to it currently, but it still has an infinite combo, still has one of the best combo starters in the game. So I have to give respect where respect is due. You can be at the top of S tier if that's what you really wanted to do, but owning an infinite combo that can, it's like very truly one-shot somebody is one of the most broken things in the game. So, you know, I have to give it respect where respect is due, especially considering it also has one of the best combo starters in the game, being Ice Hail, because Ice Hail is redonkulous. But, you know, hey, I think Ice V2 is a pretty good fruit. You could put it in S tier if you wanted to. Just remember, this is my tier list. You can interpret it however you'd like to interpret it. Anyways, next up we got Falcon. This is I'd say Falcon is an A tier fruit. Compared, like, it's better than Light V1 and Paw just because its combos do more damage. But now that it's like been gutted on that little infinite, semi-infinite, like, actually no, not even semi-infinite combo, infinite combo that it literally had an infinite combo that just got fixed, I'm pretty sure, because of the Falcon Punch hold time nerf. It should fix it. It should fix it. Oh, what in the world? What noise did I just make? My mouth is so dry right now. Anyways, on to Barrier. Barrier is a pretty strong fruit right now, especially with those recent hitbox buffs. I'd say it might be better than Falcon, low key. It's definitely an A tier fruit. It might be better than Falcon, but I don't know for sure. But overall, pretty strong fruit, especially with the ability to block your Chad, I just woke up. My body is it's refusing to work with me here. Anyways, it's a really good fruit. You can block some moves. Overall, it's semi oppressive. Barrier is pretty good overall. And it's just one of the strongest commons right now. Anyways, next up we got Love. Love is an amazing fruit. Best epic in the game in my opinion, especially with that heal. Really strong fruit. The combos hit decently hard. Not that hard to combo start, especially with the auto target that it has on 2 of its skills. The 5 skill being a really great bypass / guard break, and overall the just like that moveset right there just works really well. Love is just like it's just built well for an epic. Really strong, doesn't feel weak, really weak in any departments, can take a stun trade if it needs to, and overall, really just like the best epic in my personal opinion. Next up we have Quake. I'd say you could put Quake bottom of S tier now. If you've used Quake after the new buffs, it's a realistically pretty strong fruit. It can take a few matchups now, and it can take a little bit of stun trades now. Overall, I'd say Quake still gets pretty dogged on pretty bad by a lot of S plus tier fruits, but at the end of the day, it can fight a lot better than it did before, which is the real thing that like Quake needed in the first place. So, you know, now that Quake can actually do that, it's pretty nice, I'm not gonna lie. But yeah, finally moving up, Quake, I see you. Next up we got TS Rubber. Really strong fruit. Definitely got it up. I got it around here ish. TS Rubber is not really that oppressive to anything that's like S tier or higher. Obviously TS Rubber is a tier and below stomper. Oh, not Phoenix. No, TS Rubber does not stomp Phoenix. But anything below like S tier, TS Rubber has that like semi-fake infinite combo that you can do against a lot of fruits that kind of makes it seem like, oh, this fruit's so OP. But then once you start using the more top tier fruits, TS Rubber seems like it's good, but it's not OP. It's not like it's gonna like instantly just kill you one shot combo. There's nothing you can do because every fruit like S tier and above has something they can do in order to stop it. But anyways, next up we got Magma V2. Really strong fruit, honestly. I don't think it's stronger than any of these fruits. Honestly, I don't even think it's stronger than TS Rubber, if I'm being completely honest. As long as you know how to block the one skill counter trade with a move, you should be fine. But again, Mygo and all that stuff is pretty broken. So if you wanted to say Magma V2 is above all of these, I wouldn't. I'm not saying that you can't put it above all of those. This is my tier list. I think that these are all like relatively, like if they're in the same tier, they're relatively around the same strength for this S tier. Now this S plus tier, like there's a little bit of gaps in between it, but all these S tiers are relatively somewhat around the same strength. Next up, we got Venom. I'll give this thing like, it can get like top of S tier for now because yeah, no, Venom's pretty strong right now, like especially like, yeah, it's like one of the strongest legendaries right now. I'll give it that for sure. Yeah, it has pretty good mobility, pretty good mode time, pretty good mode charge, the ability to camp in the air when they're waiting to get their mode back. Overall, Venom just has everything it needs to play the way it needs to play. And I mean, there's a lot of fruits that can counter it, don't get me wrong, a lot of fruits that can counter it, but a lot of those are mythic. The legendaries can fight it pretty well too, but it just, you know, depends on the legendary. Anyways, let me see something. Goro. This is about dang near the best fruit in the game right now. I'm not gonna lie. Like I'm really like, if I'm being so serious right now, the only real bad matchups that this fruit has is like, realistically speaking, it's gotta either be, I guess you could say Dark X Quake is a mid matchup and Ope is a mid matchup. Other than that, this fruit, oh, and Leopard stomps it. Other than that, it doesn't really have any bad matchups. Like, it can handle pretty much anything else like that if it needs to. And then there's also Okuchi, but if you play right with Okuchi, you can get around a freaking Lightning. I promise you can. But yeah, overall, Lightning's like super strong right now. Then there's Okuchi, still has a one-shot combo and one of the best combo starters in the game. But the thing with the one-shot combo is you can't start it by landing your ultimate first, which makes like it relatively kind of balanced. I'm going to give it a high spot on here simply because of the one-shot combo that it has, and because of the fact that it also has Leopard movement speed and some pretty good, like Devastating Drop is still a decent combo starter. Do I think it can get beat by the other fruits in S+? Yes, I do. But having a one-shot combo like significantly boosts how good this fruit is, just like because you get caught once, bam, you're dead. It's over. GG, you had a fun round. Give up. Time for the next one. But overall, Okuchi is still just a really strong fruit. When it gets this infinite combo fixed, hopefully I'll be able to fairly rank it. But, you know, right now, I just have to give it a really high spot in S+, just because of an infinite combo. Then we have freaking Ope. Honestly, Ope's stupid. I won't even lie. I think Ope and Okuchi go neck and neck, though, just because Ope has a lot of things it can do to counter something like Okuchi. But the one thing about Okuchi, even though it has an infinite combo, Ope has a lot of things under its belt. It has Ope Fling, And it has Ope Fling. And it has more Ope Fling. And Ope Fling is the bane of my existence in Fruit Battlegrounds. I won't lie. And as long as Ope Fling exists, your combos can and will be sold. So that alone, until that gets fixed, is passively buffing Ope to Kingdom Come. And when that gets fixed eventually, maybe one day, Ope won't be annoying. Oh yeah, there's also Shambles removing stun if you time it properly, which is also super annoying. But you know, maybe one day that'll get fixed. But for now, Shambles is a buggy mess. A buggy mess. Dark X Quake, pretty good. Neokuro range was nerfed, so you know, well, a little well-deserved nerf. But overall, still a really strong fruit. Do I think it's better than Lightning? Maybe, low-key. Because it still doesn't really have any bad matchups for real. Besides like Doe V2. They kind of press it a little bit. But overall, still really strong. It's still a really strong fruit. You can really order these in any way you want if I'm being so for real. Like all these S+ tier fruits have some way of beating each other unless it's just a bad matchup, if I'm being so completely honest. Next up, we got like Leopard. I definitely think it's worse than every single one of these fruits above it. Yes. Now this is where I can draw the gap. Like Leopard is worse than all of these. It's worse than all these, especially with the glitch where you can block mid-claw barrage. It's definitely worse than all these. You got DV2. It's like down here. It's worse than all these because it got over nerfed right now. It was supposed to get the mode time nerf, which was fine, but then it also got in lag on hitting a Thunder Bagua for some reason, and it also got a nerf on the charge time, which was not necessary, but will probably be getting fixed next update. It's a little bit weak right now, but still overall, still a pretty strong fruit. Especially if you just know how to use your Thunder Bagua and time your one skill afterwards, because you can still combo start with it. You just have to know what you're doing. Then next up we got like Dragon. Dragon is still an extremely strong fruit. I could put this at like bottom of S+ if I really wanted to. Not gonna lie, I will put it at bottom of S+. It's still an extremely strong fruit, especially if you know what you're doing. The one problem with it right now is Draco has a terrible hitbox right now. If your opponent is standing directly in the center of a Draco meteor, they will not get hit at all. Like they quite literally will not get hit. So I'm really contemplating just putting it top of S right now because of that one simple fact, because it's a really big nerf to Dragon. But Dragon V1 in its own is still just as impressive as it's always been. So it's still really strong. It's just not a like mythic stomper anymore. The mythics have a way to deal with it. Like say a Dragon goes for Draco meteor, you're on Lightning, you Lightning palm them, you end up in the center. You can do your full combo as long as you stay in that spot in the center of where you started, because I promise you a single Draco take won't hit you. But anyways, then we got Gravity. This is low-key the best legendary in the game. I low-key might even put this above DV2. Gravity is like that. But hey, y'all gotta fight a good Gravity so y'all can see what I'm really talking about. Gravity is really like that right now, if I'm being honest. But y'all just gotta get y'all hands on it and try it out. That launch into Great Meteor, into Planetary Devastation. Ooh, I'm telling you, it hit hard. I'm telling you. But hey, y'all just gotta get in that field and try it out. I might make a video for y'all so y'all can see how hard it truly hits. Then there's like Magma V1. There's like a Calmless C tier. You can put it above Flame if you want it, or below. It really doesn't matter. It's still mid at the end of the day. Light V2, really strong fruit if I'm being honest. I'd say it's like middle of S tier. I don't think it's better than Gear TS Rubber or Magma V2 actually. So it's like, it's definitely S tier, but you know, it just depends on how you play compared to these other fruits if you're gonna beat them. But overall, still a decently strong fruit. Then we have Doe V2. This fruit has a 1100 damage combo for landing the one skill, and it's completely true. A 1100 damage combo for landing the one skill. And if you get lucky or take your opponent next to a wall, you can combo extend off of the ultimate. This fruit is broken, but it does have its counters, such as Lightning and Gear 5. It has its counters, don't get me wrong, but in itself, this fruit is broken. You catch your opponent one time and you do 1100 damage. Sorry, this is like one of the best fruits in the game easily. But I digress. Ice V1. Okay, you're still one of the worst fruits in the game, but you better now. You might be better than Smoke, actually. You move Smoke down to D tier. Because Smoke is just, it's so range limited. ISV1 can do a little bit of damage, but it's still mid in terms of its stun and like ability to back off after like, you know, finishing its combo. Anyways, then we got Soul being Soul, because Soul is Soul. You can't really catch as many raw Crimson Pillars because it's actually a reactable skill now. It's still decently fast, so you can catch somebody raw with it, but most of the time you're gonna have to throw out Scorching Sickles now, and those can get traded pretty easily. And then Mazer Cannon takes 6 souls now, so it actually does eat through your souls. So overall, Soul is still pretty strong, especially once you get the mode. Obviously it's like top 1 fruits in the game when it has mode, because it's no mode and like a crazy jump height. It's a really disgusting fruit, but overall, you know, Soul got some nerfs. I still think it's one of the best fruits in the game. You could argue it above Dovey too if you really wanted to, if I'm being honest. But you know, 1100 damage combo is pretty crazy. Yeah, 1100 damage combo is pretty crazy. Then there's Dark, still has that little one-shot combo BS it has, so I'll give it like A tier right here, like around top of A tier. Then there's Ash. Ash is pretty good. Let's see, I'd say it's like, ooh, I don't think it's better than Barrier or Falcon, so I'll give Ash like mid A tier. Still a pretty good fruit, really annoying to fight, but overall just the damage output is just lacking. You'd have to be violating your opponent the entire time in order to win that fight. And then we have Sand, which isn't a terrible fruit but isn't a great fruit. I'd say it's like bottom of B tier, top of C tier. I'll give it bottom of B because it's not terrible. It is a decent combo starter, but it just like the combo itself doesn't go for that long and it doesn't do enough damage. But overall, Sand really isn't that bad, but you know, obviously it could be better. But anyways, this is my little tier list. You could change stuff around however you'd like, if I'm being so completely honest. Some things in S plus could get moved down. I probably said that when I was going over the fruit. Some things in S could probably make their way up into S plus, like Venom. But in my personal opinion, you know, this is just how I feel like the tier list should be. Just considering one-shot combos and things of that nature and how well they can, you know, fight the top tier fruits in the game. If you're wondering how I base my tier list, it's based off of how it fights the top tier fruits in the game. Like depending on how well it can fight the mythics of the game is how I rank these fruits, because who cares if you're a low rank stomper like TS Rubber, you can stomp everything at the bottom. Nobody cares about that. All that matters is how well you fight the top tiers and how well the top tiers fight the top tiers. So that's how I rank this, and if you're wondering why Venom is an S plus, that's why. But anyways, that's it for the video, guys. Thank you guys for watching. Make sure to like, subscribe, and comment. I'll see you guys in the next one. Peace. Oh, also I might be streaming later for Marvel Rivals. Maybe. But peace.